So we've had our experts and leaders talk about creativity, strategy, technology, etc. But now let's see how they perform when we put them all together on a stage. So that brings us to our panel discussion, and let's invite our distinguished panelists on the stage for a discussion on overcoming challenges in flexible packaging and label printing. That's the topic. So may I please invite Mr. Harveer Sahni. Aye, sir. Please. Please welcome Mr. Sahni. Aye. Mr. Praveen Shah, back again. Mr. Janice, Annunciation, please. May we have you here? Mr. Ajay Naurani, please. And Mr. Saqib Jamshed, please. Harveer ji, as we all know, is an industry stalwart. He is a chronicler and a recipient of the Global R. Stanton Avery Award. Praveen Shah ji, you just heard him inspire us with packaging as trust, how packaging can build trust. And Mr. Janice Annunciation is an innovator and a design-driven leader at Janice International, shaping and impacting packaging for SMEs. And Mr. Ajay Rane, earlier today, he walked us through the adoption of digital printing and how he joined, and now he joins the panel to share his insights on a larger platform. And Mr. Saqib Jamshed, founder of Synergy Pack, championing the sustainable packaging solutions. Welcome on the stage, gentlemen. And to guide this conversation, we have Mr. Suhas Kulkarni, Director, South Asia SOMA, with 30 plus years across DuPont, Kodak, WNH, and now SOMA. He has championed flexo transitions and packaging innovations worldwide. A certified executive coach, he brings both wisdom and wit to his leadership. Please welcome our moderator, Mr. Suhas Kulkarni. Thank you. Suhas, over to you.
Thank you. Thanks. So maybe you'll sit a little more in a circle so we can all see each other. Thank you so much. Thank you. How are we all doing? Good. So I think we had some fantastic presentations and also sharing of great knowledge throughout the day. Amazing presentations by people also delving deep into technology, and also the other side, which is also a great story about the Pahadi story. Excellent representation of the real market scenario, right? We have here a very distinguished panel, starting from a very esteemed person like Mr. Sahni, who is, we call him the encyclopedia of labels. If you have not seen the book, you must actually see the book. The book is it is here, and please make sure that you buy a copy of that book before you go back, because whatever you've learned today, most of it is already captured, along with the success story as well, right? And then we also have people from the technology side right, as well, who know and have been serving in this market and who have led some of the key success stories as well. People who have practiced it, like Janus, and people like Praveen who have actually experienced it and bringing it to the market. So one of the things we thought to bring alive this panel discussion was to take it across understanding what innovations can do, or what digital printing can do for innovations in the field of labels and flexible packaging. And we can start from understanding what can digital printing do in this segment, and then move on to see how we can scale it up, and how in scaling up the technology is actually helping us, and then also have a view from the market, from the brand owners, Mr. Praveen, how this technology is actually helping. Some of you have already seen what he shared earlier. So we have about close to an hour, and we have a very active audience. Most of them who've been through the entire presentation since morning. So I'm going to start with Mr. Sani, if you allow me. Welcome to this panel discussion.
Thank you.
So with Mr. Sani's wisdom, knowledge, although he's been into various aspects of labels, like I said, he's the encyclopedia of labels. You can talk about any aspect of label printing, whether it is digital or flexo, or even otherwise, and even the making of the label stock. Right? That's where his core belongs. So, Mr. Sani, I just wanted to understand, if you look at digital printing today, there are many aspects to digital printing as well. One of the key things is, how can we let the audience understand what digital print system should they actually use when they want to get into something like label printing and flexible packaging?
Yeah, it's on. Hello. Yeah, okay. So it's not really not that simple. Like you think of like a flexo pressing, you have 5 names and you go and select one of them. It's not like that. Digital has 4 completely different technologies, which probably I think Ajay, you only refer to it, but he didn't refer to all the 4. But there are 4 explicitly different technologies. The toner based, which used to be what the people in Mumbai will know as Xerox. So Xeroxography, whatever, that was the toner based. It was adapted and it became what Zycon and Konica are doing. So that is dry toner based. And then Benny Landa started in Israel, his company called Indigo. It was not HP Indigo, it was Indigo. And he developed the technology of liquid toner. And he was acquired by HP and they scaled it up, right? And so that is HP Indigo now. And then the third one was UV inkjet. So Ajay has already talked about it. And then what is actually is going to grow now also is the water-based inkjet. Because whatever other technologies there are a certain amount of health concerns on them. And then there are what you would say the food and pharma industry are wanting to use more and more of water-based inks. And so that's what is happening now. But it's not an easy thing to select just like that, which one I will take. It all depends on your business models and where you're going to use, what you're going to use. So it's a completely, you've got to study these technologies and you've got to understand what you're going to get out of it. So one may be just the 4 colors, CMYK. But then when you're going to eventually do, say, filmic products, you need the white as well. You may need the white even in the paper ones also, but for filmic, you need the white as well, because otherwise you can't get the right kind of image that you want to portray. The label will probably look more transparent all the time. So CMYK plus white. Then it doesn't print all the substrates. So you need to have all your parameters right before you decide on which technology you want to take. And it's not just that the digital, just because it's a startup, as we already heard, it's not that. You need to have a business model where you need to keep growing. And as Ajay said, and even Ankit also mentioned, that actually it is not that 5,000 impressions actually what you need to understand is your business model should say, like you have a startup who have 5,000 labels of 10 different SKUs, and becomes 50,000 labels, and it's a substantial run. So you need to create that kind of thing. You take a vision and just to say I have to print 500 labels for someone and personalize them and then send them, that really won't work. Your business model has to be now, initially it was okay, but now it has to be that it should be sustainable as far as your investment is concerned. You need to have people coming to you who have more SKUs, who have continuous growth plans, who need innovation, who need personalization. There's a whole lot of things involved in that. So before you actually indulge in a label printing in digital, you actually need to go into all those aspects and then indulge. So need to study all the technologies and understand which is your customer base, what do they want, and how do you want to evolve.
Absolutely, thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing, and that's a very key point in understanding the 4 different technologies. So with that, I would like to then come to James, to you. I've been privileged to see your company grow right from the days when you adapted Flexo and then the digital as well. And we've seen how you embraced new technologies as well. And going from what Mr. Sani said about technologies as well. So what are the compelling reasons you feel for you to choose digital? And what strategies did you adapt to move toward digital? Maybe you can share something about that.
So, I'll just give you an example, and Ajay also knows this, and he keeps reminding me about it, is before we had the digital, there was one customer that we had, and they needed 50 labels of each of their brands, and they had 54 such brands or SKUs that I had to execute, and I had a Flexo, right? And he wanted them next day in the morning, and I did everything. I sat the whole night with my operators, and I ran those, made plates and everything, and all of that was arranged. And we ran the whole night, and I printed 54 jobs, and I drove myself along with the labels to the airport and gave it to him. And this is what I did. And I told Ajay, I'm like, check this out. I did this. So at what cost, right? And that's when we start thinking that, how is this going to work? And this is the customer who eventually we put the machine for, all right? And we did the math, we seen how it is, and these short runs is what was coming about that time. Okay, it was very, very nascent, absolutely, but we said, let's give it a go. We said, let's give it a go. If we need to do this, if I don't want to, block my machines with all of this, because there's no revenue coming out of this, right? It's not going to happen, right? And how do we still make money out of this? So that was one of the reasons why we did that. But having said that, to answer your second part, is that it's a challenge. Even after you get the digital press, it's a challenge. What Shakib spoke, what I want to tell you, I mean, what you put up is true, is actual. It is what it is. And all of us have gone through that, including me. It's a struggle. Okay, first you need to change your mindset. That is what we had to do. That's what I had to do. I had to change my mindset of moving out from selling Flexo print to selling digital print. First myself internally, then telling my team of how to handle such jobs. Okay, and then go to the customer and saying, hey, you know what, I can do short runs for you. And then you get to hear from the customer saying, Arey, kya digital print? What is this? Is it that Xerox wala, station wala printer? Is it that, So I had to hear all these things. So it's a challenge, and this takes time. So if your mindset is not there, if you're not used to that way of working, meeting as many people as possible initially for 1, 2 years, 3 years, whatever it is, then maybe digital is not for you. Then you probably have a workflow which you want to work with 10, 20 customers, and that's about it. Fair enough. That's your model, and there's nothing wrong about it. It's totally fine. But if you want to be a part of stories like this, if you want to really be a difference. I've seen many people playing with that box right now. It's really like making them want to hold that box. So that's also there. There are people who want to be part of the stories. They want to feel part of that stories of being a part of a party story and things like that. There are so many more brands like this. It's not the only one. Yeah. So then that's another mindset. It's perception of how you want to see, and that is what drove us into this entire thing. Struggle, absolutely. There's a lot of hard work, but I think I'm enjoying myself. I've really enjoyed myself since we did that, and there's a lot of learning. It was a little toy for me, not little, but it was a toy for me, and I played around, and it was fun for Denver and me when we did it, and I think we are quite happy about it.
Yeah, I'm sure it must be more profitable toy as well. Yeah.
It took its time, but yeah.
Yeah. So thank you, James, for sharing this. Coming to you, Sakib. So he said the word. One of the key things was challenges, and I know you shared some of your challenges earlier in your presentation, but you've already learned from a startup to scaling up, right? So maybe you can share with the audience, what typically are some challenges that you didn't share earlier, and maybe if you want to share some case story or success story with the audience, please.
So I would here again going to corroborate with what Janice said. The right thing to pitch here is that digital model is not about having 5 or 10 classy and massy players. It is a simple strategy, roz kuan khudo, roz pani piyo. So you have to dig well every day, you have to drink water, the well will get dried, again you have to dig well, again you have to drink water. And in that process, maybe one day, somebody like the Pahari story will come and, that well will be all forever full of water for you. But till that is happening, and after that also you don't stop. Because the strategy would be that if you build a brand like that, you don't, kind of take all the premium out of it. You cannot burn their pockets. We have to understand that it's a journey which they are taking, and in that process we are also going with them. So the growth has to be mutual. So again, that kuan khodna has to happen every day, and that mindset has to happen every day. So that was the first challenge. The second challenge that we faced was that common, I would describe it as the hand lock problems. We all have our natural hand locks. So if we try to change it, we feel very uncomfortable. And that is the problem with most of the conventional brands. They have a set-up mind, 12,000 का plate बनता है, 5 रुपए में printing होती है, and my job is done. Now when you go and tell them the ROI, that sir, you are absolutely right. But what if this job doesn't come back? अरे मेरे साथ नहीं होता ऐसा. And these are the statements that we have listened to them. And then we said, sir, okay, let's do an analysis. You have given me 20 jobs. We have made plates for the 15 jobs or 20 jobs. You gave a repeat order of the 5 only. What about those 15 jobs? Then suddenly somebody will wake up someday and say, yeah, you are spending too much in design, you are spending too much in product development, we need to go and get back. Let's get a digital guy. Give that digital guy the price of the Flexo and the quantity of the digital. And again, the hand lock. So that's entire journey. It cannot happen in a day, it cannot happen in a week. We have spent time, we have actually went to the customer, explained them what ROI they are getting and what is our earning potential from that. So it's a win-win, it's not a win-lose or a lose-win. So creating that trust with any established brand is very difficult. Probably with startups, when he said that a 500 label journey, when it will become a 50,000 label journey, I will be very happy. But it can happen very fast. But with established brands, with the unicorns, with anybody who has really tasted success, it's a very difficult task.
Thank you so much. So, just like to come to Praveen. Saw your excellent presentation.
Thank you.
Very well
Thank you, sir.
thought out and made. Also very exciting as well. And during our conversation last night and even sometime today, the word trust came out very often. And he said, one key line that I remember what he mentioned was packaging builds authenticity. Packaging builds trust. So, do you want to talk a bit more about where did this take you and what aspect of packaging, especially when you chose digital printing, and how did that help you build more trust and be authentic with your customers?
Sure. So if I go back to my first run of products, we during COVID we launched Pahadi Haldi and Pahadi Ayurvedic Kada, and this we reached out to our corporate customers, and they said, भेज दो, चलो 100 भेज दो, हम लोग देखते क्या होता है, and 100 भेज दो, but we are brand conscious. अगर हम कुछ भी लिख के भेज देंगे तो कोई बिलीव नहीं करेगा. So we wanted to deliver the story, the product, but the product is there, but unless the story gets delivered in isolation, packaging is seen in isolation. I am not present, neither my team is present. So who's going to deliver the story? It's the packaging that delivers the story. So the brand name was great, but we wanted to make sure that the design comes out excellent, which we have in-house capability. But how do we make it happen? That's when we collaborated with digital printer. And he advised, you go with the round bottle, we'll figure out, we'll put the labels for you. Then I said, नहीं, but मेरे को तो label top पे भी चाहिए. तो बोला चलो वो भी करके देंगे आपको. You start working with us, and that those gentlemen were really kind. So to me, the journey that started has actually built the brand, and I would credit 70 to 80% of our success today because of our packaging. Because we don't have the budget of the 5 brands that everybody told. And I hope today everybody remembers the 6th brand also, which is Pahadi Story. So we've really cut across our brand because of packaging. And that's why I'm here to talk about it.
Great. Okay. Thank you so much. So one of the things you also mentioned was packaging helped you convert your dream into reality. Right. And that's one sentence I really appreciate you sharing this, as well as the dream that you shared.
Yes.
So with that, I just want to come to technology. Of course, Ajay has been a part of the journey of growth of digital in our country. He has seen it all, been it, and also experienced this, and also been able to share it, the success with the customers as well. So one of the things moving from there to understand about digital printing. So what aspects of digital printing and the workflow, when typically we talk about workflow today, which are very hybrid workflows, like Mr. Sani spoke about 4 different kinds of digital printing, and also different kind of printing technologies, right? So do you want to share a little bit more light on the different workflows and the hybrid workflows that you have in mind that you can share with the audience?
The most important thing which a label converter forgets after buying a digital press, or when he is talking about buying a digital press, is the peripheral things which is going to make him successful. Because he believes that, yes, I am buying a digital press, I am investing so much on a digital press, buying a machine, and then I'm done, I'm successful, I can solve all my problems. But he is only solving the printing problem, because it comes from printing on a flexo or a gravier, and then when it comes to digital, he says, oh wow, I'm only printing it. What you cannot deliver the labels overnight unless they are finished. Okay? Most of the label converters who enter digital printing give a lot of thoughts only on the printing press, very, very less on the finishing. But finishing is one of the bottlenecks. So I urge everyone to look at the right finishing solutions, because printing fast doesn't solve any of your problem unless and until you deliver your goods to your customer in time when they need it, right? So finishing is one of the important aspects which covers the entire workflow. The other aspect is many of the flexo printers get their plates done from the service bureau. Yeah, very few are them who have the in-house plate making capabilities. So you get the artwork from the brand, you just check it and see, okay, blah blah blah, okay, and then you push it on with all the inputs to your plate maker. Yeah, you come from DuPont, and they do a lot of things on the plates, which you get back, you put on your flexo, and you get the desired results. Yeah. But when you have a digital press, you need to work on the artworks which you get from your brands. Again, one of the important aspects which I have seen many of the digital players doesn't put any emphasis on. They said, okay, machine है, print हो जाएगा, short run चाहिए हो जाएगा, सब हो जाए. Artwork, sometimes brands give you crappy artworks. They have so much layers and everything, because their team, sorry for that, but their team sits into a high-class offices and everything, and makes so complex that the poor printer is struggling only to get the thing. So you need to have a in-house pre-press person who can clean up the artworks, make the artworks ready to be printed on a digital press, right? These are 2 bottlenecks before printing and after printing. That's one. Then definitely the digital presses that what we offer comes within ESCO digital front end, which again helps you to do the right color matching. If there is variable data printing has to be done, it's been done on that side. So these are all the aspects that we need to look at from a pre-press perspective, post-press perspective, what you're all going to offer to a customer. Unless and until these 2 things, plus the more knowledge in terms of giving what the brand wants, the color what the brand wants, the vibrancy they want. We spoke about color QR codes, right? Because the brand wants everything at the last moment. Yeah? And as a digital printer, as Sakib is experiencing, Janus has experienced it, once you get a customer who wants 500 and 1000, you want to do everything for him. Yeah, because he says, whoa, you are the guy who has invested so much money, or you are saying you are digital printer, और आप 7 दिन लोगे तो कैसे चलेगा? वो तो मेरा फ्लेक्सो वाला भी दे ही देगा, right? But without having the right finishing, the right pre-press, the right know how to drive the pre-press, your digital journey is incomplete. So these are the main things which I am talking about. Rather than saying you should install this workflow and that workflow, it doesn't make sense. Finishing, pre-press, color, VDP, that will give you much value. You will be able to fulfill your job requirement much faster.
True. Thank you. Excellent. And I think you covered that topic very well. And also you gave a very brief overview about the entire system. So with that, I would like to actually go back to Janice, because you've been into the operations as